Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, and welcome to the stunning area of West Cork. So I have a 2-day workshop tomorrow, so as customary I always come the day before just to scout out the areas and see what conditions are like so that I've got the best preparation for my clients. And the area that I'm at here, as you can see, is absolutely stunning. These two rocks, there's one here and there's one just out of frame, and they're going to form the main parts of my images. Now, I had to wait until the tide was coming in, which it is right now, so I want to get set up. I'll get set up, I get the first shot, and I'll talk you through how I get on from there. Let's go. Oh, this area is absolutely beautiful, and I've timed it as well just right because the water is coming in, as you can see here, just around the first rock. I've gone and taken a couple of different types of shots actually. I've taken a landscape orientation shot, and then I've also gone into portrait orientation to try and really extenuate the mountains you see in the background here. So the light now has been hitting those as well perfectly, which is phenomenal. I now also got my filters on, I've got my polarizer on, and I've got my 6-stop equivalent, but I have to be careful, as you can see, with the water coming in around me here, that I don't get soaked. But with that I can get a ½ second exposure, which is my preferred time for exposure times. Anyway, I'm going to go over here next to this next rock because that's the one that I'm really interested in, and I think that's the one that's going to be the best shots that I can get. So yeah, here's the first set of shots anyway now, and I'll talk to you once I get back over here in a moment. I love when timing works out exactly as you'd hoped. So the water, as you can see here, is just coming around this very unusual rock, which is right here on the beach, and it's the perfect height, as you can see here, just enough to come around the rock. Now, I have taken a couple of different types of shots actually. I've gone for my ½ second, and then I've changed it as well to a ½ second, because with the ½ second, I did feel as if it was giving a bit too much motion in the water. So by changing that to a ½ second, it does freeze it that bit more and to keep a bit more texture in the water also. Now, also from the height that I'm at here, you might be wondering, why am I not down low? So if I switch this around here and give you a look, so here is the subject. I'm shooting at around about this height because I want to make sure that I'm keeping this here within the water to have separation on it. If I drop down here and I go to this height, for example, now it's intersecting with this beautiful headland, not a headland, but the mountains that are behind that. If I go down even lower, as you can see here, it does become quite dominant in the frame, and I lose the overall mountains that are in the background there. But that being said, I think I probably will drop down here and get a shot like this down this low, because there's some great textures on the underneath of that rock as well. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to change and go to one side of it and then the other side of it and see what type of shot it gives me as well also. So yeah, I'm going to give you a look at this next shot anyway here now. Once the light, you can see, is shining on the distance here, it is absolutely stunning. So yeah, here's these shots. Let me know in the comments actually which shot you prefer, the ½ second or the ½ second. And next I'm going to drop down low and hopefully, as you can see here, not get soaked. I don't have my wellies. But yeah, let me know in the comments which one you prefer, and I'll talk to you in a moment. Now I moved over to the left-hand side of the solitary rock there, and I found actually that I took some shots when I was down low, because I stayed down low when I took the shot in the middle of the rock. And what it was doing was kind of no separation between this and the cliff that you have on the other side. But now as I come up to around about this height here, and I'll turn around and give you a look, you have this here, you can see the blue that's in the water here. You've also got this other rock that's in the front here, I think, which works well, but as the water comes around that, it now creates some nice images as the water cascades around that rock. Now, by having this height as well, it's important that you get that separation, so between there and there. When I go down lower, as you can see here, it looks more imposing, but it also now starts to come into the cliff that's behind here. Now, with the tide as well that's coming in, everything is being covered, which is great. But what I'm going to do after this now is I'm going to put on my 10-stop equivalent, and I'm going to go for some longer exposures and really smooth out all of that water. So I'm going to go back over to the first set of rocks that I photographed, because they're now fully covered, and I have to be careful, as you can see, with the water coming in. So I'll go back over to those, I'll put on my filters, get some shots of that, and then I'll come back to this solitary rock as well and get some maybe minimalist shot on that as well. I'll try and separate it out, maybe go into portrait orientation. But for now anyway, here's the set of shots that I've taken, all again at 1/3 of a second, which I think is working for the movement within the water. And I'll talk to you when I get back over here in a moment.
I hope you're enjoying this video. I just wanted to jump in real quick to remind you that you can grab a copy of my free 62-page ebook, Essential Landscape Photography Skills, when you join my newsletter. It's packed with tips from my years behind the camera, plus interactive links to YouTube videos showing how I captured those shots, and dedicated tutorials on each topic. Sign up, download it instantly, and take your landscape photography to the next level. There's links in the description below. Back to the video.
The water is coming in now perfectly around this solitary rock here, and some quite strong waves. Now obviously the tide is coming in, so they're going to be stronger. But what it's doing actually is really minimalizing the scene. So I've taken a couple of shots, one with the rock on the right hand side of the frame, one with it in the center of the frame, and then I also changed as well to portrait orientation and did the same thing on the top right, and also put it in the middle of the image. With 30 seconds, it removes all the distractions, and you basically, smooth out all of this water. Now that's nice, but I'm excited to see what this one is going to look like over here. So here's this next shot, and now we're going to jump back over to the other rock again, and we're going to go for some long exposure goodness there too. That has been an incredible shoot in the afternoon. It's only actually 3:30, so I have an hour and a half until sunset, and already I can start to see layers in the clouds above. I think I'll go and find a different location actually now for sunset, because the water is coming in quite high. So I've managed to get a number of really nice long exposures actually. I moved around the rock, got it from one side, got it straight on, went into portrait, went into landscape, and each of them are different because the water levels were increasing. But it was phenomenal to be able to come to this place. I think I've gotten some really nice shots. They look nice anyway on the back of the camera. I'll give you a look now at the long exposure shots, and I'll check back in before I finish up. thank you very much for watching this episode. If you want to see how I'm going to edit one of the images from here, be sure to have a check out on Patreon, because my Behind the Raw has now been moved to Patreon. And I would like to thank these Patreon supporters here. Without your support, I wouldn't be able to get out and create these phenomenal, or find these phenomenal areas, and hopefully create phenomenal photos and videos as well. So thank you very much to those. And why not consider joining me on Patreon? It's a phenomenal community that we're building there, and I'd love to see you. So thanks as always for watching. Please let me know in the comments which image you preferred, and until the next time, Slán go fóill.